It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Tsh, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, li, da, di, li, di, da. Di, da, di, li, di, da, di, li, 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 da, di, di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da.
Okay, so it's that time where I've had a lot of requests. I've had a lot of people saying, when's this new video coming out? Well, now is the time. I got my handy dandy little pointer. Something simple. So let's actually start off by saying that PlayStation 4 is right there. There's the PlayStation 2. Underneath all this is the PlayStation 1, the Nintendo Wii, the Nintendo Wii U, the original Xbox, Nintendo 64's underneath the PSVR over there. Underneath here is the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. Yeah. Up here, I have a Sega Mega Drive right here, Super Nintendo here, and that's my computer, that, and Atari Jaguar right here, and there's the Master System, and there's Godzilla, just because he's there. There's my little loot crate board. I'm sort of rearranging all the things because I've got the latest badge, the December's crate, so that needs to be moved around, and obviously that's one I bought because I love that design. That's where all my little trinkets are. I mean, that's from like conventions, fan donations, like Megatron's over there, and also things from me loot crates like the Burger of the Day, Batman O's, I got that from London, Wonder Woman, all of this. And some of these things are also like Christmas presents, like Steve up here. That's impressive. Now let's obviously start with games. All this up to Top Gun, that's all my boxed NES games. So I've got Batman, Double Dragon, DuckTales, Gauntlet 2, Godzilla, Golf, Joe and Mac, Mario and Yoshi, Mega Man 2, Metroids, Rad Racer, let's move that, Smash TV, Snakes Rattle and Roll, Super Mario Brothers 2, Off-Road, Tecmo World Wrestling, Tetris, and Top Gun. Next to that are the two boxed Atari games, which is Brutal, Football League, and Doom. If we look above from there, sorry, just moving the camera, there we go. I have the boxed Atari games, which includes E.T., Phoenix, Pole Position, Roadrunner, and Smurfs. I also have a Sega Game Gear game here, which is Outrun. This is the only boxed one I have. I have 3 Super Famicom games. These are the boxed ones, which includes Batman Return, Bomboozle, which has a different name in the American versions, but I can't remember the name of it, and Mystical Quest, I think it is, or Mystic Ninja, it's one of those two. The N64 games, the boxed ones are here as well, Clay Fighter, Daikatana, Mario Kart 64, and Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer, or Racers in known as. We'll just move down from here because this is, move that out of the way, this is all me unboxed Atari 2600 games, and I have not got a lot of them compared to like many people, but I'm working on trying to actually record some of these because I've been given a few advice on what to do, so it's just a case of see if they work, because there's a few games I'd love to try and play, like Asteroids, Berserk, Breakout, just to name a few. The original Donkey Kong. Yes, there was an original Donkey Kong on Atari 2600. Pitfall, infamously classic. Pac-Man, known for its badness. And then there's like games that are legendary to the Atari 2600 name, like Jungle Hut, Yars' Revenge, Vanguard, and obviously Space Invaders. I have two of these because one was a donation and I couldn't say no to that. If we go up here, we have the not Master System, Dreamcast games. I don't collect many Dreamcast games because pretty much what I've wanted I actually have here. The only one that I would actually get to upgrade this would be Shenmue 2. I have the first Shenmue, I don't have Shenmue 2. But the games here are obviously legendary to the Dreamcast legacy, including Sega Rally 2, which was known as Sega Rally for some bizarre reason, Soul Calibur, Spirit Speed, which was the last LJN game, Ferrari 355 Challenge, which is a legacy of its own for what it's done. And next to that is all of the Xbox One games I've got. Just moving hands because this is hurting my hand holding this. Yeah, so that's all of me Xbox One games. A few of them I've had to get rid of because obviously I've got them on PlayStation 4, so there's no point in me keeping the two, versions of the same game in the end. But what I've got are the ones that I mostly play on, even if out of all of these, the ones I mostly play on the Xbox One is Minecraft, mostly because I prefer Minecraft. Okay, underneath that, and next to the Atari 26, Atari Jaguar games I should say, are all of the Wii games. I also have a Minecraft sheep and a Minecraft pig, mostly because me and Killer M have this running joke when we ever play on Minecraft. Every time I find a sheep, I always end up saying, "Sheep must shear sheep," and I always have like a different weapon in my hand. I always have a sword or an axe or something that will kill it, not shear it. That's the running joke. And Killer M's running joke is the pig, because he always has an actual sword and goes, "It's a pig," and ends up menacingly goes, "Here, piggy, piggy." It's just our running joke we have when we're playing Minecraft together. But for all the Wii games I have, there's a few behind the sheep. I might have to... Can you just move it, please? Nope. It doesn't want to move. So let me just... Sorry, pig. Nah. There we go. Yeah, so a lot of these I still have yet to play on, I will admit, but there's a few that I really want to play on because of the history I have with the game. Like House of the Dead 2 and 3, because I love those games, playing them in the arcade. Then there's games I wouldn't mind playing just for the sake of playing it, like, for example, Resident Evil, Umbrella, and Dark Side Chronicles. Now there's some I've watched through like other gaming channels that I follow, like there's obviously Sonic and the Black Knight, I know that because of Game Grumps. Mario Party 8, that's one because of the Achievement Hunter guys. So a lot of these are like ones I want to play. Some of them are like from people I follow, so it's only fair, isn't it? Because obviously everyone has their own thing they like. Okay, all these are the Super Nintendo, the box ones. We have Clay Fighter 2, Exhaust Heat, Kirby's Dream Course, Nigel Mansell's World Championship, Spin Dizzy World, a game from my youth on the Amiga, so I was glad to have this. Super Castlevania 4, got this on my birthday, so I'm glad to have gotten that. Super Bomberman World and Warp Speed. This was also a birthday gift, so I can't say much about that because I've heard the legacy of this game, but unfortunately yet to play it. That's just me. Underneath that we have the Sega Saturn games. Unfortunately my Sega Saturn has died, so I need to save up and get a new one of them. But a lot of these I have actually like history with because of, again, my youth. Games like Alien Trilogy, Euro 96, Fighters Mega Mitch, NHL Hockey All-Star, Sega Rally, Sega Touring Car Championship, Sonic R, all of these I've had history with from my youth. Under here is the Sega CD games. It was hard for me to actually record Sega CD games, so in order for me to actually record these sort of games I would actually need an emulator, which is quite hard to find because obviously most emulators don't have Sega CD games on them. So that's a bit of a hard if, and I think there's a few here I could not get rid of, like Night Trap, Road Avenger as well. They were two, I wouldn't say hard games to look for, but they're sort of the iconic games out of the Sega CD library next to Sonic CD. Up here is the Nintendo 3DS. I have more 3DS games, but unfortunately I can't remember where I've put them. But obviously there's like some things like Resident Evil, because one of them has a hologrammatic cover, so that was a good reason. Underneath that, all of these are obviously Sega Mega Drive games, and next to that is all the Game Boy games. In here is the loose Master System games, and I think all the loose what's it called? Game Gear games, that's the word I was looking for. Obviously there's a lot in there, but it's hard to open because these two things are actually holding this shelf up, so that's a bit of awkwardness. I know you can buy things to do it, but literally at the time when I put it up, it was like I needed a new shelf for all this. That was the only item I had spare, so that's all I could do. Anyway, onto the Mega Drive games. We've got like classics from my youth, like Fantastic Dizzy, Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco GP, try to find another one, Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker, Lion King, Micro Machines, I've knocked that down. Yeah, Lion King, Micro Machines, Pac-Mania, that was from my youth. Road Rash, that's another one from my youth. Robocop versus the Terminator, Sonic 2, Space Harrier, Speedball, Super Skid Marks, Super Kickoff, that's another one. And there's a few that I've bought because of, again, fellow YouTubers, and some that I've never had the chance to play from my youth, like Decap Attack. That's one from a friend of mine had. I wanted to play it, but it was something like, at the time I could have gotten it, I think it was about 6 years ago. They were selling that at one convention I went for about £45, and I thought that was too much because I think I spent about 12 quid on that. And it's exactly, and all that was, the 45 quid one was just the cartridge. So I saved a lot of money and I got the box and the cartridge. Yeah, like I said, there's a few things from fellow YouTubers like Back to the Future 3, Dark Castle, you know them from what's it, AVGN. I'm trying to think, there was another one from AVGN. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of the Mega Drive games that I've got. It might be in my unboxed collection. Underneath there is all my unboxed NES cartridges. there is so many I can actually talk about, and there's like, you know, games that I had to get, you know, to be part of this collection. Some, again, I can't play, but I wanted the cartridges just to say that I've got them. Like, obviously Jaws here is one of them. I have the game, and I've got a friend working on actually sorting out a American, you know, what's it, American / European, I think the term is chipped, so I can actually play all these on the same console, so that would be fantastic. Next over here are all the Master System games. Now again, some of these are from my youth, and some of these I had to get because I wanted them. And some of the games from my youth include the likes of Marble Madness, Sonic, Sonic 2, Robocop Terminator, that was another one because I played that and the Mega Drive version, Rainbow Island, R-Type, Putt and Putter, and there's literally like so many here that I could not actually name a lot of what I've got. Underneath that, because I have a little table right there where I can put them. I don't know if I can get the light to work on, not very well, because I'm actually in the shadow line, but right there is a table. That's where all these are going to go. These are all my PlayStation 4 games. It's a bit hard for me to put all of them on, so obviously, because obviously the limited memory each of these have, but I could not get rid of them, like, even if they were good or bad, because I just wanted games in my collection. Like, I know Mass Effect Andromeda, that stinks to high hell, but I've got it because I like the Mass Effect game series, so I had to have this part of the collection. Up here is the original DS games, as well as the PlayStation portable games. Now, I don't often play with these a lot because, like, for one, some bastard has nicked my actual PSP, so these could just easily be sold on the spot. But someone told me that you can easily buy a new PSP for like about 50 quid, something like that, so I've put a bit of money to one side for a new PSP, or just get a PS Vita, because I think they can actually play PSP games. I don't know, so I'm researching on that. And obviously the original DS games, some of these I remember playing because it was at the time where I had the 3DS. I wanted more than just 3DS based games. Okay, now I'll try and move back a bit, so because all of this is PlayStation 1, 2, original Xbox, and Xbox 360. This is actually quite hard for me because, like I said, limited space. And in case you were wondering about why it's taking me so long to do this, that's the reason why, because literally, like, look at this. This is the gap. It's, I don't know if you can see it. I might have to brighten the condensity, but yeah, my leg is, right, that's on my leg. As you can see, there's the leg right there. My legs can fit in between it, but that's it. Anyway, yeah, all this is my N64 unboxed ones. I have got it the wrong way around for starters, but yeah, I've got like really old games. Some of them, as you can see there, still have the prices on because I just can't be bothered taking them off. But some of them I got them from like conventions like Book Bumble, to obviously like places where I've visited other stores, like, and got that, like Shadows of the Empire. Again, now a lot of these were some I wanted to play as a kid, but obviously at the time I had an option of going with either N64 or PlayStation 1. I went with PlayStation 1 because I actually trusted that over N64, and I think personally I feel like I made the right choice. So let's start with the PlayStation 1 games up here. We've got so many that it's just not even worth like going through each of these, but you can see where I'm at, that a lot of them were from my youth. Some of these I've had like suggestions to get, and some of them I was unable to get as a kid, but obviously I was able to get right now. But that does not stop me from getting more, does it? Okay, I'm just going to sort this out here, because all my PlayStation games, it starts from up here, works down alphabetically down this way, right down to the floor, which is, like I said, very dark. And obviously I could use a torch, but I don't have a torch. And if I did use a torch, this is my torch, not my phone. There is no other method of lighting except for this. I could, let's see if I can. No, I cannot turn me torch on while I'm recording. I'm pretty sure if I did turn it on, it would just not be good footage. Because I only have the one light, that's it. As you can see, there is, I think I've got more of the Xbox 360 games than anything else. I don't know if this will work down here, but I'll give it a try. No. It's just too dark, as you can see. It's not a case of like, it's different when you see it from my point of view, because obviously I can see it. And I do have unboxed Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, the Super Famicom games as well, but they're in a storage area because, like I said, very limited room. I also have obviously PS3 games here. I might actually change it so these are in the storage area, because I rarely use my PS3 a lot. And let's see if we can actually get into this storage area. Well, we're in the storage area. It's a bit dark where I am, but I can always turn up the brightness on the computer. But yeah, this is where all my Super Nintendos are. I'm just trying to move it so there is a bit of light. There's like games that I've never actually owned, but I wanted to own, like their Black Hawk, which is known as Black Fawn in the US. There's Mega Man X. That's another game that I wanted to own as a kid. And there's some that a lot of these I wanted to own as a kid, but obviously like some of them were from internet, other internet YouTube channels that I've watched. Some were like from like friends that like I had to actually told me this is a good game, this is worth playing, all that lot. You know, like some games like the Desert Strike, I remember playing this on the Amiga, so I had to get it. Chrono Trigger, I had to get that because there's a lot of people saying good things about that. There's another section down here. As you can see, I have so many. Some of these were like from friends that I played with, like their Super Probotech, which is known as Conquest 3. Under that, there's all my Wii U games. And that's all the Super Famicom games, which is pretty much like original Sega game, Super Nintendo games, but obviously the Japanese versions, like their Final Fight 2, things like that. Underneath there, that's all the GameCube games. Again, I might actually bring these out of the storage unit because a lot of them I want to actually get playing on, because you know, I want to do more with my channel. Down here there's more GameCube games, and also the original, the unboxed Mega Drive ones. There's that many that literally it got to a point where I need to get a bigger thing, and I think this is empty because I can't open it. Yeah, that's empty, so I could easily put them all in there. So I'll just get out of the storage unit right now. Okay, we are back because obviously this is all of my DVDs and Blu-rays. All those boxes in there, that's all got Blu-rays and DVDs in as well. Behind that there's another shelf full of DVDs. That's all the I'm gonna say my childhood section, sort of like things to make me feel young again. So yeah, I have a lot to watch. And then we step into my actual office, because this is where I do all the work, because there's my PC for the editing monitor that obviously flips around my way. I only faced it that way because I was trying to work out where to put all the stuff. The only final thing I have to say is obviously this, because some people might be asking me about it. I'm still working on the Dead Space playathons, and then I've got 2 more to do after that. No, 3 more after that, and then I start using this, which is basically something a family member made for me, which I thank. And it's just basically like filled with like little balls you can get, so I can stick a label on it to say what game it is. So it's basically a little I'm going to say roulette wheel or bingo box, whatever the term is. But yeah, that's what it's going to be. So that's something. I also have this, which I'm going to have to find somewhere to put it, which will remind me what videos to upload, when to upload it. And obviously it'll be a weekly thing, not a monthly thing, so I might have to, as you can see, I only got 2 pens. I've got a third one somewhere, but like draw a line down the middle of it and write the dates, you know, to say like say next week, for example, Monday, if I'm not, you know, write down if I'm working, I write work. If I'm off, I write off, and like right underneath it, like saying what video I should record or upload or edit, things like that. And that's basically it. I know that I've sort of in one end rushed it, I will admit to that, but that's pretty much all I can say, because So yeah, that's it. That's my office. Not as elegant as the last video, I will admit, but then again though, I've had a lot of newer projects to work on, so it's sort of like when I first did this channel, I think I only had like about four consoles I was working on. Now I've got like so many consoles working on, so many games I'm working on. I think the number of games I've got, I think last time I counted it, it was over 1,000 games. So that is impressive to me, because I don't think I could store any more, but I have new things like the retro box right here. I need to record it fully, get that out for you YouTubers, and obviously everything I have is what I have. So I also got things like USB game controllers for trying to record PC. I know I've had a lot of people say, well, use an Xbox One, that does the job, but someone's actually told me get one that looks like a Super Nintendo one, because it's cheaper than an Xbox One and actually does the job. You know, does a better job. So it's a case of let's see which is right. You know, but that's all it is. It's trial and error with me. That's how I like to do it. So that being said, I'm gonna have to get going, get out of this office, and I'll see you next time. So until then, bye bye.